Hey guys, welcome back for another Hearthstone video. In today's video, we're going to be continuing our Whizbang series, but I'm actually going to start doing things a little bit differently. So one of my take that back, my absolute favorite website for anything Hearthstone related is Hearthstone Top Decks. Especially for Whizbang, it gives you a breakdown of every single deck, and so I'm going to start using this to kind of go over the decks before I show the matches from them. So today's video, we're going to be showing Power of the Dragonhawk deck. I've seen a lot of people using this in the 20 to 15 ranks. I personally am not a huge fan of it. It's decent, but you could be taken down by aggro decks pretty good. A lot of high cost in here. It's kind of slow setting itself up. But it's the most expensive deck that Whizbang offers this expansion with 13,240 dust. I mean, that's a ton. You take a look, 9,000, and that's one of the more expensive ones, 7,000. So this deck has more than double the cost of some of the others. So we'll go through it. The minions here. You got the Arcane Artificer, so he's obviously decent. The only problem is most of the spells in this deck do damage to your side too, I believe. Besides Flame Strike. And yes. So, but it still gives you some armor regardless, so not bad. He's also an elemental, so he goes well with Jaina. Daring Fire Eater is very important, and it's cheap. 2 more damage. You're trying to build up damage. Number one, you're already doing 2 damage because of the odd cost power up, but you're also trying to get 8 damage done for one of the legendaries. Black Cat, useful enough, only 3 cost, spell damage plus 1, and it gives you a draw. One thing, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Pyromaniac is good, allows you to draw cards when you kill a minion with your hero power. Stargazer Luna is a useful card, but I don't think it's great in this deck. They could have used that dust to put another legendary that I feel like would have fit the deck better, but probably would have made it too powerful. Anyways, the reason I don't like Stargazer and Lunar so much, you've already got this, you've already got both of these, you've got Acolyte of Pain, and so you just got too many things to draw cards. A lot of times I end up with so many cards that my hand gets too full. So anyways, Blast Wave, useful enough, but it's overkill, makes you have even more cards in your hand. Dragon's Fury, very good board clear. Flame Strike, one of the best mage cards in my opinion. This is the legendary. This is the whole reason you've got your hero power upgraded. It gives you a 8/8 minion who does 8 damage at the end of your turn to a random enemy. Sounds pretty good, but one thing I've learned the hard way, you want to save that as long as possible unless you just have no other choice, because he's easy to silence or take out some other way. Jaina, obviously, most people probably know what she does by now. Fireflies are good enough. They're low cost and give you another elemental. Acolyte, I talked about him already. He gives you a card whenever he takes damage. Gluttonous Ooze is useful in almost any deck, especially if you're going up against rogues or hunters or any other hero that has a lot of weapons. Stonehill Defender is alright. Sometimes you get lucky with the battle. Like I got a Lich King the other day when I played him. Tar Creeper, very useful in any deck, especially this one since it's an elemental. Voodoo Doll, great to clear minions. Or clear 1 minion at least. Now this card, I wasn't a huge fan of at first because I didn't realize something. So I kept, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, sorry. I got a friend text me about Christmas presents. Anyways, I didn't like it a whole lot at first because a lot of times aggro decks will have me weak, and I was afraid of taking the 2 damage to my characters, especially my hero. But if you've always wait to play this until you've played Jaina, because that 2 damage to every single character, let's just say each board has 3 minions, so it's going to do damage to 8 different characters, and you because of Jaina's hero power of elementals having lifesteal, I thought it was that only counted for whatever you hit, but that oh my god guys, I can't talk. That power, the 2 damage to everybody, actually heals you. So that 16 damage you just did now becomes life for your own hero. Very, very useful to get yourself back up to health. This is going Alex Straza, I guess is how you say that. Useful for if the other hero still has a ton of health, or as you guys will see in this video, useful for getting your own hero back up to health. And then Baku the Moon Eater, he's the one who lets you upgrade your hero power. So now let's go watch a match or two. Alright, So this match, I'm going up against one of the most widely used decks right now, which is a Spell Hunter. This isn't a full-out Spell Hunter. She has a couple of minions in her deck. Well, I guess he, since his name is Dad. But he has a couple minions in his deck, but it's mostly spells, and it does have the new hero, Hunter Hero card, which recast all spells. And this guy can be very, I mean, this deck can be pretty frustrating to go up against. I said it in a previous video. This is ranked. Different versions of Spell Hunters are like all ranked in the top 5 right now. 3 of them, I believe, I read. And they're just a good deck. He's doing a pretty good job of I'm taking damage to face, obviously, and I don't really have much to do about it because for the most part, all of this deck's board clears are high cost spells that I couldn't play yet. Only had one Fire Strike or Flame Strike, and I just couldn't play it yet. Now that's useful for getting me some armor since my health is getting low already. At this point, I realized his secret obviously had something to do with his minions being attacked by one of my minions, or I guess my heroes, but hero power doesn't count. So I did everything I could to use other ways of killing his minions. I knew since he was a spell hunter that he wasn't going to have a whole bunch of minions, and so I decided to go ahead and use voodoo on him. That actually worked out in my favor because now I get to destroy another weapon. As you can see right here, I already had a bunch. Counting the minion he just killed, I had 3 minions out that could all allow me to draw more cards. And my hand is so full already. However, I didn't have Jaina yet, so I was trying to draw cards. That's why I kept using it. And now I get to use that again. Always, whenever you're playing a spell hunter, if they've got a spell out, try to attack first with a minion. Well, sometimes it's going to be, summon a new 3 cost minion. Sometimes it's going to be do 2 damage to all enemies. Sometimes it's going to be put it back in their hand. So I usually attack with one I want to go back in my hand just in case. So just like that, because luckily he hadn't done the deal summon 4 wolves yet. But still, as you can see, he almost can kill me right here. And he's got 5 secrets and a total of 12 health. And so now this is why I've been saving that 9 cost Alex Straza or whatever. I get to go from, well, first I went ahead and cleared his board. I didn't want to go with the 9 cost since I already had so many high cost minions I needed to play. And a third time that goes back to my hand. It's looking like he's probably going to have me done next turn. But fortunately, I thought about playing the deal, deal this that much damage to all minions. But the problem was I didn't know which spell would be pulled and it might not kill them. I didn't know all the spells, and you guys remember I don't look at that website before I actually play all these matches, so I didn't know what all spells were in there. He thought about going all to face because he could have done 17 damage. He probably thought he was going to kill me, but then he realized I had 19 health. So I was 2 health away from him being able to take me out. Now I had no choice. I could play Jaina, but he would be able to take me out, so I had to try to clear the board. And fortunately, I did. At this point, he probably realizes he's going to lose. He has no cards in his hand, and I've got 15 health again. And now I can play that 7 cost minion that's going to heal me up a ton. I knew that was just going to die, but I didn't care because it was also going to give me 2 more health. See, now I go all the way up to 24 health. And that's the game. I was going to show one more match, but that opening took a little bit longer than I thought. Let me see how long the other match is. Alright, so this match was a little bit longer than I was hoping for, and so I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I am going to show the end of it, because I absolutely hate Odd Rogue, and I managed to piss him off enough to just make him leave. I knew it was going to be a counter it, so I went ahead and wasted a spell. They always go face. Always. So annoying. Now he has no cards. No cards in his hand, no minions on the board. This is how you can tell when somebody's immature. Whenever they know they're about to lose, so they rope you. I mess up here. I didn't realize it was do 3 damage to all minions, so I could have attacked him first. But it was good enough to piss him off and make him leave. So that's where we'll stop, guys. Like I said, I've seen a ton of people using this deck. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I've got right around a 50% win rate with it so far, but it's just not really my style. I like the big spell mage much more. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys back next time.